Good morning. We'll bring the open meeting to order. It is, for the record, 11:02 a.m. Today is March 26, 2014. And just to note that this meeting was originally scheduled for January 22nd, but due to the many snowstorms and the inclement weather that we've had to postpone the meeting several times, and so here we are today, March 26, 2014. Present for the commission, we have Commissioner John Signorelli and the Honorable Edwin Torres, Commissioner. Also present are Laz Benitez, the Public Information Officer with the New York Department of State. We have Marcos Vigil, Deputy Secretary of Consumer Protection, Business and Services. We have Glenn Aileen, Community Coordinator for New York State Athletic Commission. Dr. Barry Jordan, our Chief Medical Officer. We have Eric Bentley, who is currently our Medical Coordinator for the Commission. I sent the two commissioners the minutes from the last meeting.
Yes.
Can you confirm that you've had them and
Yes.
you've read
Yes,
them?
we received them. Thank you.
Okay, great. So then, if there's no comments on the minutes themselves, then
No.
then I would ask for a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. So let's move on.
Chairperson, what is your vote?
I also approve the minutes. Votes unanimous that we approve the minutes. Okay, thank you. Old business. We really have no old business that we're going to talk about today, but we'll move on to some new business. We're doing more shows in the upstate regions. We just did a show up in Niagara. We have another one scheduled for Niagara. We're doing a show in Syracuse in about a week or two. We need more inspectors. These shows in the upstate regions make it necessary to really bring in other inspectors from other areas. So in order to offset the extra travel costs, there's a new procedure, a new process that's being developed where we're going to do some serious heavy recruiting in these areas. And we're hoping that we can attract a number of qualified, trainable inspectors or candidates for training. We are also hoping that we can, in addition to these inspectors being trained as inspectors, that we could utilize our bilingual residents. Since a lot of our fighters are bilingual, it would be most helpful if we could attract more. So that's going to be on our website in a short period of time. Probably by the end of the month. We're looking forward to at least by the end of the month. On that note, I would like to suggest to my commissioners that we have a translator in every corner during every boxing match where we have an event where we have a boxer who arrives out of the country, who does not speak English, does not speak the language. In the past, we've had to rely on our chief seconds, but since safety is our real mission, we can no longer continue to do that. So I recommend that this translation policy take effect immediately. As such, gentlemen, it would be the first of its kind in our country for the safety of the fighter. He has to have the correct translation, which will be given then to the doctor and to our inspectors. I like a motion on that. How do you feel?
Who would be responsible for providing this translation?
State.
the state.
Yes.
All right, so we'd have to find out what language. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think that's a
Great idea.
great idea. I think it's just important to stress that it's an independent translator because we often rely on a coroner to translate for us, and what they may tell us might not be
Exactly.
accurate. I
Exactly.
think that's why that's important.
Exactly.
But there needs to be some upfront time so you know what languages some of the boxers speak.
As soon as we get the bout sheet from the promoters, as soon as Eric receives it, he can reach out to them, and especially if we're bringing someone in to be licensed here in this country, in our state, if he's from Russia, for instance, or from China, for instance, we will then immediately begin the process of acquiring a Russian translator or Chinese translator or whatever the language may be. So I really think that's a good direction to go in for the safety and the welfare of our boxers. We have to stay on top of this. So I'm asking for a motion to
So moved.
let's
It's a
call it-
capital,
let's
it's a
call
capital
it-
idea. But I anticipate, given the multiplicity of languages,
yes.
it seems like an onerous task to have somebody available, given the language. Because you said
office-
Russians and Chinese, but you got all kinds.
We have the Office of New Americas right here, and they cover.
Well, if it's Spanish, I'll go up there myself. But,
Well, we don't have a problem with Spanish. That's covered. It's the other languages that are not covered.
Okay.
And we
So
can
moved, so moved.
can get them.
You second.
So let's call it a translation policy. I don't know what you want to call it, but I think that it would be healthy.
I agree. I second it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
They would have to take the space on the apron, or
Absolutely.
one less cornerman would have to be there because
They would have to take
room.
whatever space they could take to be able to speak directly with the boxer,
Great.
right with him the
Good.
whole time. Okay, so it has been, the motion has been made to.
Seconded.
And second, to have a translating policy. Thank you for agreeing. I agree that this is a most necessary option. And also understand that in doing this, we are a first.
Very good.
Well, yeah.
Commendable.
We'll need.
Just one
Yes.
question. And we're also saying that the translators will be available at the weigh-ins too.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
I anticipate a quarrel between the translator and the trainer on the apron in the middle of the fight.
No problem.
What will prevail?
We'll
All
have-
right.
we'll
Good.
have
I'm
it-
sorry. I just little
We'll
sidebar.
we'll have that. covered.
Sidebar.
Okay. Alrighty. So the other thing is that I would like to suggest, and again, this is just a suggestion that would need confirmation from the Medical Advisory Board once the Medical Advisory Board meets. We had several instances in the past couple of shows where the ambulance that's stationary was needed.
Right.
When that happens, the show must stop because the show can't go on without the ambulance being on the premises.
Absolutely.
On two of these occasions, we actually had a roaming ambulance that was provided by the resident ambulance staff. And
Roaming because of the parking problem.
roaming meaning that they're just moving around in the general area.
Why? Because of the parking impossibility.
No.
This is an ambulance that's separate from the ambulance that's at ringside.
I see.
It's sort of a backup.
Oh, a
ambulance.
backup. All right. I get you.
So that we could have access to the roaming ambulance. The ambulance of record at the event would make the phone call. And at the last event, in 2 minutes, the ambulance was there. I'm sure that there will be some specifications according to the Medical Advisory Board but I would like to, going forward, at bare minimum, right now, between now and the time that the Medical Advisory Board meet, put in this policy that mandates that every event from now on will have a minimum of a stationary ambulance and access to a roaming ambulance to be at our call.
So move.
And I think it's also good to emphasize that the roaming ambulance is only going to be used in non-emergent situations. If you obviously have an emergency, you're not going to wait for the roaming ambulance.
That's why we're
Yeah.
going to wait for the Medical Advisory Board to give us the full,
Right, absolutely.
okay, Okay, so do I get a motion on having a mandatory roaming and stationary ambulance to be on the premises or to be available at every show?
So move. Second.
Thank you. Dr. Jordan, did you want to have anything further to say medically?
Not right offhand.
Okay. Then at this point, I would move to make a motion to enter into executive session to review, discuss, and vote on a disciplinary matter regarding SAC versus Boxing 360, and to review, discuss specific personnel matters, and vote on commission appointment.
Very good.
I second it.
Thank you.
Before the commission moves into executive session,
Yes.
I just wanted to state for the record that because of my personal involvement in the disciplinary matter of SAC versus Boxing 360, I will not be participating at all during the executive session. However, counsel's office has made arrangements to make another attorney available if there are any legal questions which come up with respect to either the disciplinary matter or the other item for which the commission has moved into executive session for. So with that, I'm going to leave, and I will return once executive session is over.
Thank you. We have come out of executive session. How long was that? 10 minutes?
Approximately 10 minutes.
The summary of our action on the matter of SAC versus 360, the commission has reviewed the complaint and has voted unanimously to accept or adopt the determination of Judge Roger Sneyer. And I have an order here that must be signed by all three of us. So shall I read the penalty and
That
it's not necessary?
is it accurate that there were no modifications to the judge's determination?
There's no modifications. We've accepted it as is.
So because that the judge's order already exists, it may not be necessary.
Okay.
Once the order is executed, it'll be provided to the respondents and be in the commission's office. So there's no need to recite what the judge had ordered.
Very good. May I borrow your pen? Pink. Thank you. Thank you. Also, the commission has voted to ratify the appointment of David Berlin as executive director for New York State Athletic Commission. The vote was unanimous, and the appointment is subject to the department hiring rules. And NYSAC wishes to issue a statement stating that the commission, that Mr. Berlin will be responsible for overseeing the daily operations of the commission, including the administration of the commission as well as events. We believe that Mr. Berlin possesses the skills, the knowledge, and experience necessary to serve as executive director. And we look forward to working with him to ensure that the commission fulfills its role in protecting the health and safety of its licensed athletes. Mr. Berlin is proposed to start on May 1st, 2014, and we look forward to working with him. Just as an update, I believe we've broken our own record for the first time in the history of the commission. We regulated 52 boxing shows in 1 year, the year 2013. Let it go on the record that we've done 52 shows. Also, we did 267 wrestling shows. To date for 2014, 11 boxing shows have been regulated and 48 wrestling shows. We have currently 14 events on our schedule. I just want to say this, that without an extraordinary team, this feat, such as it is, could never happen. So I'd just like to say thank you to Glenn and Eric for taking on the bulk of the chores, Ralph, and our newest team member, Michael, for all of your long hours and your attention to detail. And I do say thank you. I want to say thanks to Bill O'Donnell. We have a beautiful banner and a table covering and a lot of other useful items that identify NYSAC both at home and on the road. And I got to say that the boxers are very happy to be able to stand in front of our banner and pose. And finally, I'd like to offer condolences to the family of Felix Figueroa. Felix was our chief inspector. We called him Figgy. Figgy passed away on February 14th, 2014. And on a personal note, he was a good friend, and he's missed. And I just want to make that point. I have from Glenn, who is the most fantastic record keeper of all, 2013 list of license and review. I'm not going to go through this because it's extensive, but in this list, I have everything, and if anyone requires or wishes to have a copy of it, you can just contact Glenn. It's an extensive amount of work, and again, Glenn, thank you for taking on this task, and seeing it through. So nothing goes without appreciation. It's a lot of work. And there's any other business? If there's no other business, then I will make a motion that the meeting be adjourned. When we meet next month, we'll decide on some follow-up dates and put that into effect. Right now, our next meeting is April. What was that? April the 23rd. So April the 23rd is our next meeting. And so get some dates together. So I'll be asking for some possible dates from you for the next several months. And with that, I need a second to adjourn the meeting.
So be it. So second.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.